Alright guys, Watchman's Post coming to you again. I've briefly talked about Assad and the chemical weapons, so I figured, I'd pop it up and show you another angle on the same Isaiah 17 prophecy, and show you not only are they having conflicts with Israel, with Iran, Hezbollah, and, they're in Lebanon too, but show a different angle and show you what the Americans and the rest of the international community is talking about when it comes to Assad and Syria. So check this out. Let's get into here. This is from the Baghdad Post, BaghdadPost.com, and you can, if you're on Twitter, you can follow them. Here's the tweet I found. Usually the headline's the same. It says, Assad definitely used chemical weapons against Syrians, says McMaster. He's our representative from the United States. Real short article, just a paragraph or so. It says, the U.S. National Security Advisor, H.R. McMaster, said on Saturday that despite denials, public reports show that Syrian President Bashar al-Assad was using chemical weapons, and added that it was time for the international community to hold the Syrian government accountable. Arabia News reported, public accounts and photos clearly show that Assad's chemical weapons use is continuing, McMaster said, at a major international security conference taking place in Munich. It is time for all nations to hold the Syrian regime and its sponsors accountable for the actions and support the efforts of the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons, he said. So, not only is he saying we need to take Assad and the Syrian regime accountable, but its sponsors too. So, that, he's referring to what? He's referring to, well, I'll show you here. He's referring to Iran and Russia as sponsors of Syria. So, when it comes to our involvement and when you really start pushing this subject, it's not just going to be Assad that you're going to deal with now, because these other major power players, major powers in the world have come in, Iran and Russia. So, you're involved in a larger conflict now. Continue reading, though. McMaster did not specify which public accounts or pictures he was referring to. French President Emmanuel Macron has said that France will strike if chemical weapons are used against civilians in the Syrian conflict in violation of international treaties. But that he had not yet seen the proof this was the case. The Syrian government has repeatedly denied using chemical weapons and said it targets only armed rebels and militants. But chlorine gas in recent weeks, rescue workers and aid groups in the United States have accused Syria of repeatedly using chlorine gas as a weapon against civilians in Ghouta and Idlib. Earlier this month, Syrian government forces, who were backed by Russia and Iran, bombarded the areas, two of the last major rebel-held parts of Syria. Diplomatic efforts have made scant progress toward ending a war now approaching its 8th year, which has killed hundreds of thousands of people and forced half of the pre-war Syrian population of 23 million from their homes. So it's been an awful long war, but it's not over yet. Iran and Russia's came in there and they've supported Assad, and he's come back from almost utter defeat. Here's a picture of a child that's supposedly suffering from the chemical weapons attack. And the reason, from the little information that I know, that these chlorine gases and these chemical weapons are a war crime is because of situations like this. It gets in your lungs, and it burns your lungs, and it slowly suffocates you, and it's indiscriminate. Where you could strike a missile and hit a house and blow up, somebody like Osama bin Laden in his house, and just kill him and whoever's in his house. You can isolate who it is that you're targeting. When you use these chemical gases, these chemical weapons like this, you release viruses or gases out in the air, and it just floats off and it gets whoever breathes it. So if this little baby's just in the area, it's going to get him. So that's why the international community at some point long ago come to the conclusion that this is inhumane and this is illegal. It's a war crime, and they're accusing him of that whether it's true or not, you know, it could be that they're accusing him of that just so that they can take him out. But you know, the bigger picture there is, like here in this picture, you know, it's not just going to be Assad, which is right here, that they're going to go against. Now that Russia's come in the mix and they're involved and they're backing Assad up, and Iran's in the mix, if you know, if it's America that flies over and takes Damascus out, that God prophesied here in Isaiah 17, or if it's Israel that flies over and takes them out, whoever it is, even if France actually does come in and do something, whoever it is, it's going to start a major conflict with these other major powers, which would potentially be, you know, World War III. You know, if you hadn't seen this already, Isaiah 17:1 says, "The burden of Damascus, behold, Damascus is taken away from being a city, and it shall be a ruinous heap." And you know, I threw a couple little pictures of maps on here and show you, you know, there's Turkey right above there. So you're talking about Ezekiel 38 too. You're talking about Iran, Persia. You know, depending on what it is that the way you interpret the scriptures, whether you interpret Turkey to be Magog, which as I do, or you interpret Turkey to be Russia, they're all there, every single one of them. Several prophecies are coming together. You're talking about Daniel. You're talking about Ezekiel. You're talking about Isaiah. I mean, this is the area where so many prophecies are prophesied, and it's amazing to me that they're all seemingly happening around the same time. So pray for these people. Pray for these 23 million people that have been pushed out of their homes. Pray that God intervene and bless these people. There's hungry people out there that aren't eating. Famine. Lots of horrible things are going on. But at the same time, you know, God's judgment is falling. God's prophecies are fulfilling. You know, so these are signs that God is coming soon. Don't be afraid. Pray for these people. Be encouraged. Stay faithful. You can check me out if you're already on you know, YouTube. You can follow me there. Check me out on Twitter. If you haven't already set up your Twitter account, follow me on Twitter. That's where I get all my information. I suggest you set one up and start following this stuff for yourself. Send me some information if you find anything. We'll share information. I hope this stuff encourages you. Stay watchful. Israel's talking about Iran. It's the big talk now. They're talking about a war with Iran. You know, some people say it's Psalm's war. Ezekiel 38 is what I think it is. This is what God's led me to. It's coming from the north. It's involving all the same characters that are in play right now in the news. Isaiah 17. Netanyahu's talking about taking down Damascus himself. I believe it could be that America flies in there and takes him out. And, you know, even Erdogan from Turkey is saying he wants to out Assad. He doesn't want him to be a part of that country anymore. And he's moving in the Idlib region up north. So there's lots going on, lots to follow. And this is just all the Middle East. I also try to cover, you know, just, you know, regular World War III news with Russia and China and North Korea. Japan and is our ally against North Korea. They said that they're not going to back off of North Korea. That they're going to continue to put sanctions and continue to do drills and continue to keep pressure on North Korea. Even though it seems like things have eased up a little bit for the Olympics, America and Japan said that they're not backing off. So there's lots of things to watch for. I hope one of these things sparks your interest. I hope you find, see here it is, U.S.-South Korea drills to go on despite North Korea's charm. So they're saying even though they're trying to talk with South Korea, we're saying, you know, If you're not going to get rid of those nuclear capabilities and your missiles and give it up, then there is no peace talks. And we're going to continue to practice to take you out. Pressure's still on. They're talking about more sanctions. Sanctions on China. Sanctions on Russia. There's tensions all across the world. So like I said, I hope some of this sparks your interest. I hope there goes missiles and equipment headed to the Golan Heights. Just scroll through, read some of this stuff. There's major stuff happening every day. Lots of things to watch for. World War III, individual prophecies. I watch for everything I can that involves God's work and judgment coming. Be encouraged. Stay faithful. Stay watching. All throughout the Bible, God says to watch. Do a Bible search. Type in watch Bible verse and see all the verses throughout the entire Bible where God tells us to watch. What does he tell you to watch? Watch for his prophecies. That's what he said, his word. He gave you his word. He gave you these prophecies. Now he's telling you to watch. What do you think he's telling you to watch for? Watch for his word. Watch for his prophecies. Find out about his prophecies. Look up prophecies, study them, and look through the news through the day and see if you can find any of God's prophecies happening. It keeps me busy. And I don't even know all the prophecies. Just the ones that I've been led to that I feel God's showing me. Keep me busy. There's stuff going on with Saudi Arabia and Iran. There's stuff going on with Lebanon. There's tons of things happening. The sword is coming, and God's going to judge the whole world, not just one nation here or there. He's coming to judge the whole world. That's what Revelations is, isn't it? Stay faithful. God bless you and your families. Thank you for all your support. I encourage you to get out here and find things to look for yourself. God is moving. When judgment falls, if you're found faithful, He's gonna protect you. He's gonna take you out of harm's way. He's only gonna judge those who need to be judged, the wicked, the unrepentant. So, as you see the sword come in, know that God's moving in to take us away. God bless you. Thank you.